Representing the 10 Ward Mob Squad.
What up, party people? Welcome back to another episode of Hood Talk. Let's get it. Today's news in the hood, I will be discussing females doing time. Get your popcorns ready. It's gonna be a good one, y'all. Today, I chose to speak on this topic just because I want to distinguish the two doing time, meaning women and men, right? And understand that when a man do time, 20-30% of men have left a female out there, right? Whether it was a wife, girlfriend, hoe, or whatever, right? And in most cases, the man can normally get the female to support him for a good period of time of his incarceration. And compared to the love that they share together, that's normally the outcome of her producing for him, right? In jail and out of jail. And that's not the case for a lot of men in jail. So a lot of men who have someone, they chose not to indulge in that, in the homosexuality acts. You know? Some, only a few do if they have someone josing them. But a lot of men who don't have no one josing them, meaning a female, 9 times out of 10, they are the ones who indulge in those acts, sexuality acts, right? Because for number one, they don't have nobody to look at. They don't have nobody to come visit them. They don't have nobody. They don't even have a good thought that of a good woman, you know. So what they do, they go get them one of them boys. Now, for women, that's not the case. Percentage-wise, for his visitation, it's really 0 to none, right? Men, that's something they just don't do. A man 9 times out of 10 not gonna go visit a woman like a woman will come and visit a man. And that's public records, right? So women understand that. You may have a dome with 30 women in there, and this is the benefit of the doubt, they may have out of 30 women, probably 3 getting visitation. And 9 times out of 10, those 3 women married. And they've been with their husband probably for 10 years or better, you know? Other than that, the other 27, 28, they run around here looking stupid. So what they're going to do, they're going to go engage in some homosexuality acts with another female. You know what I'm saying? And one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, women know how to please women more than a man does. So, like I say, man, sit back, get your popcorn ready, and enjoy the episode.
I'm away from the grill.
Even inside these walls, this is its own little world. That's why we call that the free world out there. And this is inside.
The air is even different. Like that. It's psychological, but it is different. This is a different world. It's a totally different environment than out there.
It's not easy for a new inmate to learn the rules of prison life. You're more or less dependent on other women to show you the ropes.
The most precious, probably, possession you gotta hold on to is your toilet paper, won't you say?
You're right.
Why is that? How much do you get?
You get around about 5 rolls every month.
And what happens if you need to use more than that?
You in trouble.
You don't know anybody, and all of a sudden you've got to take showers with people you've never seen before. After the first shower shot, after you're out on the hall, an officer just walked in, and I was taking a shower, and this guy just walks in, and I says, oh God. I turned around backwards, and I was out. It was terrible.
Sometimes it takes you right at a month to know exactly what bail is what bail. 3 short bails, means that they move in death row. You always know the count bill though, because the count bill is done.
It's like you computerized. You know what I mean? You know exactly when it's going to do this, exactly when it's going to do that. You know, they even got to tell you to get on your beds no more. You know, you just jump on your bed. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Let me get on my bed. You know, that's what I do now. It's pitiful.
The one rule established for me was that I had to wear colored clothing. The inmates thought this was a mistake.
When I came here in insane asylum whites, and I just didn't think you'd get the full effect of the culture shock from being able to wear your own clothes. Plus, the guards would still distinguish you as someone different. In whites, I think they'd forget who you are. Do you think so?
Oh yeah, totally. But as many of you inmates have suggested to me, maybe that was the point, that they don't want to confuse me with you.
And we wanted them to.
Each bed is really called, you call them your houses, right?
As small as it is, but
All you got.
yeah, that's all you have.
Not all prison houses are the same. This is called the Freedom Dorm for women who are disciplinary free. Residents here can live in cubicles with special privileges. Still, the dorm is Tutwiler's largest, housing 104 inmates. Like all the dorms, it is filled to capacity.
When I came here in '84, there was 350 women. There is nearly 700 now. So there's a big, the dorms are just packed.
It's just hardest on me being around all these people. Being so close.
Be the most precious commodity in prison, if it existed here. It wasn't until the end of the second day that I was able to find 15 square feet just to myself.
I've been trying to catch a moment alone so that I can just jot down some of my thoughts here, and it's pretty hard. Everybody's always coming up to me. Even an officer just sat down and talked with me when I tried to start this. Anyway, I wanted to outline some of my worst moments so far. The first bad moment I had was my first meal here. I've eaten a lot of bad food. I can eat a lot of food, and it doesn't always matter what it is. First meal I had here, I thought, I cannot do this for 2 weeks.
This has changed my whole way of thinking about that. I can go out there and eat anywhere now, on mouth. As long as it ain't moving.
After working kitchen duty, I was no more impressed with the food I made than with the food I had been forcing down. The meat was a sort of soybean meal patty that could have been liver or beef or even pork. Chicken was different, but no more appetizing. The egg product comes in a cardboard container as frozen yellow liquid. Still, some meals were better than others. This one was given a B+ rating.
Noodles, cookies, and Jell-O together. Now we don't have 2 sweets together.
So why are you having it now?
Because you're here, sweetheart. Because you're here.
Worst moments include not getting mail, surprisingly enough. Mail call is a big deal here.
Jesse Jones.
I just think I look at these women and I'm actually jealous that they're getting mail.
That's my nephew Nate. She went for Little Miss June Jam.
You need that connection with that world out there, because without that world, it's like you're totally thrown into another world and you're disconnected with everything and everybody. And if you don't get that mail from family or somebody that you was close to out there in the free world, it's like you've just been totally rejected from that world altogether. Nobody cares about you anymore.
Connected to that is the fact that, you can't call easily. I can't call the company 800 number. I can only call collect. Yesterday, after waiting in line 20 minutes each time to call the office twice, whoever answered the phone in the New York Nightline office would not accept my calls. And I cannot tell you the sinking feeling and the mad feeling that I got when those calls could not go through.
And it's frustrating when you can't reach anyone.
What does it make you feel like? I know what it makes me feel
I
like.
just want to tear the phone out the wall. And I'm amazed there's not more violence, because there's so many things we have lost total control over.
I mean, there were times when you call and I'd be kind of busy and I'd say, no, I can't cut off, because it was really there in your voice. I need to talk to someone.
You're so terribly dependent to the point where my eyes are welling up because my mother will only talk to me for 30 seconds, or because a call isn't coming through, or because we're having a wonderful conversation, I'm liking it, but I know you probably have to get off. You're not independent anymore. I was definitely a different person in there.
I'm going to ask you something that seems totally indelicate, but because you and I have talked about it before, and because I know that it is a subject that's important not only to you, but to a lot of the women in there. And that has to do with constipation.
Almost every woman seems to suffer from it. I was too embarrassed to talk about it at first. It seems to start from the diet. It is also from the bathroom situation. When you first go in, the last thing you want to do is be on the toilet for a long time in front of a lot of other women.
I usually waited till between 1 and 2, and it's just gotten now, well, I go to the back, but I just don't care anymore.
So what was your solution?
Those cup of soups, they sell them in grocery stores. Works better than any laxative. Maxwell House.
Inmates rely on the prison canteen not only for these home remedies, but also just to help them get through the day. The schedule is so unnatural, with breakfast served at 4:30 in the morning, lunch at 10:30, then dinner at 3:30, and it leaves a large chunk of time at the end of the day without food. Weekends are even worse, with only 2 meals being served a day. No one had told me ahead of time about the deadline for getting money into a canteen fund, and I was hurting.
I just interviewed one of the officers here for about 15 minutes. It went on and on, largely because I could not stop, because she's holding this peach that I'm smelling. My mouth is watering, and I'm going to go get something to eat right now.
People here have been really nice to me since I didn't get to go to the canteen the first week. I come back by my house, and people have just left these things, or sometimes they walk by and they just throw them in my lap.
Money for the canteen comes from working jobs which pay up to 25 cents an hour, or from family and friends on a pre-approved list. Plus, there's a way to barter goods, and that's to engage in homosexuality. It's known as bulldagging.
It should be in terms of brown bagging. They come up here and they just get into this.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the episode, and until next time, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, get in that comment section. Let me know what you think about the topic. Hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I upload more videos. If you know someone that's struggling with mental health, mental illness, do not be afraid to offer your assistance. Superfly Entertainment presents We're Not the Talk, we're Hood Talk.
STP,